Fall is my favorite season, so I knew I needed to make a fall themed tumbler. I started with a tumbler that I just had with white glitter, and I was inspired to do a water slide wrap. So I'm gonna show you how to wrap water slide. I'm gonna show you how to make a cute decal and how to do the waterfall glitter in this tutorial. Everything I use is linked underneath this video, and if you're ready, hit that like button and let's get started. As always, you want to start with your cup prepped and base coated. I will link a video on how to prep your tumbler. This cup is prepped with, I think, white spray paint. So just if you use spray paint, let it dry 48 hours before you apply your glitter. Here I am using my Grande Finale to apply my glitter, and I'm going to let this dry for 2 hours. Dry brush it, seal with your glitter glue, and then after that glitter glue layer is dry, you can flatten it in your parchment paper. I just use my hands. Sometimes I use a brayer roller, and then I am going to get this smooth using Grande Finale. I have a step-by-step tutorial on how to make a glitter tumbler using Grande Finale. And I also have an ebook underneath this video, so I'm not going to go through all of those steps, but apply your coats every 2 hours. Give it a good sand with 400 grit sandpaper after 3 or 4 coats, and keep going until it is fully shiny. After you sand, you'll want to clean it with either water or the CrystaLac surface conditioner and continue that process. You're just going to apply your Grande Finale and sand every few layers until you have a smooth surface. To make this water slide wrap, I found this floral pattern on Fabrica, and I will link it underneath this video. And then I'm going to measure my tumbler. It is about 8 inches tall, and it's usually about 9 3/8 around, but it really depends on the size tumbler. This is a 20-ounce skinny straight from Craft Haven, and I started in Silhouette Studio by making a rectangle with those dimensions, right? 8 inches tall and about 9 3/8 wide, but it is sideways, so just keep that in mind. And then I've downloaded the file and extracted it, and then I'm just going to take the PNG file and drag it into Silhouette Studio into that rectangle, and you have that pattern. And I went ahead and printed this on my water slide paper. I've got more details on how to print and seal and apply water slides that I will link in the top right corner right now. But I printed it on my laser printer, so I didn't actually have to seal it. Took this right off of my printer, and I'm going to apply it to my tumbler. I'm going to trim it down because I really don't need any edges, but it's okay if you leave a little bit because this is clear water slide, so you won't be able to see it. The white outline is really not white, it is clear. So I'm going to start by adding water to my tumbler and wrap my water slide so it is exactly where I want it to be. I'm going to first get it, placed properly, and then I'm just going to add some water to this water slide. I'm making a huge mess. I would put a towel or something underneath your turner. And after a little while, I did grab a paper towel. You can use a rag, but you just need to get the water slide paper to release from the backing. So to do that, you need water. And so it's not a little bit different than a small decal water slide, but you just want to make sure that it's lined up because once you have it on there, repositioning it is difficult. So once you get this on, you're going to apply water and get it to slide off. So if you need more water, grab a paper towel, grab a towel, and I held that water slide at the top and just pushed down that paper and it came right off. I'm taking a silicone brush to scrape out any of the water. You really want to get all the water out from underneath that paper, and then you're going to let it dry overnight. After that, I am going to go in with my Grande Finale. Now at this point, I really didn't know what direction I was going to take with my tumbler, so I did 2 coats of my Grande Finale so I could protect that water slide image before I did anything else. I really wasn't sure what was going to come next, but I knew that I didn't want to mess up that water slide image, scratch it or whatever. So I did 2 coats of Grande Finale and made sure those were dry 2 hours, and then moved on to the next step. You know, I thought about doing a few different things, but what I ended up deciding is that I needed some chunky glitter on the tops and the bottom of this tumbler. I am using Queen Bee from PDB Creative Studios, but any, chunky mix will work. I thought gold would look really good with these fall colors. So to do that, I am applying my Grande Finale on the entire tumbler. Even though I am just going to be putting my glitter on the top and bottom, definitely apply that Grande Finale over the entire tumbler. You can use your hand, you can use your brush, or you can use your turner, whatever you want. But I started on the bottom. I wanted to get full coverage all around the bottom. And then I'm going to have it fade towards the middle. And to do that, I'm just going to tilt my tumbler and let that glitter fall. And then you can adjust where you're holding your glitter shaker. So the closer it is to your tumbler, the more concentrated your glitter is going to be. And then if you pull away your hand, you're going to allow it to sort of sprinkle down. And I'm going to do this both on the top and the bottom to get a nice fade towards the middle. Let that dry completely, and then we're going to go ahead and seal it. So because I didn't want any glitter to kind of go towards the middle, I made sure to do a dry brush away from the middle. You can see on the bottom of the cup, I'm brushing it down towards the bottom. And then when I go to the top of the cup, I'm brushing it towards my hand because I didn't want to contaminate, the rest of the tumbler with glitter. So then I'm going to seal my glitter with the glitter glue, both on the top and the bottom, and let that dry for 2 hours. This will just help because it's chunky. I want to get this as smooth as I can, as quickly as I can. So I'm going to seal it and I'm going to flatten it, and then I'm going to do my coats of Grande Finale. So at this point, I am just going to apply my Grande Finale around my entire tumbler. I'm going to go a little bit heavier on the glitter sections because obviously I need to fill in the spaces in between the glitter, but I am for sure putting Grande Finale around the entire tumbler, but you just don't need it quite as thick in the middle as you do on the end. So I'm kind of starting in the ends, and then I'm going to go through the middle. I did 1 or 2 coats of Grande Finale, and I went ahead and went in with my decal because the middle is completely smooth. Just because the top and bottom aren't smooth yet doesn't mean that I can't add my decal for the middle. And to do the decal, I did an offset and applied it to my tumbler. I do not have that on video, but I'm using a rose gold metallic and a gold textured vinyl that I will link under this video to create an offset with an SVG from Lettered by Stephanie. And then I just continued on with my Grande Finale because I needed to both make the decal smooth and the glitter. So after a few coats on top of that decal, I sanded both the decal and the glitter on top and the bottom. I didn't sand anywhere else. I'm just trying to get this smooth as quickly as I can. So I went ahead and sanded, and then I did another 3 or 4 coats of Grande Finale over the top of this. Make sure you clean off all of your sanding dust with water or surface conditioner, and then after every sand, you want to make it shiny again. So it usually takes 3 or 4 coats, and you can see how shiny that Grande Finale made this tumbler. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video because I absolutely love this tumbler. I'm going to use it for myself all of this fall. I have a more detailed tutorial on how to work with water slides, how to print them, how to design them. Watch that video on your screen so you can have more info on how to make water slides.